Over 30 million gallons of contaminated gas flow through U.S. pumps daily, yet stations insist every drop is perfect. In this video, we're uncovering 13 huge lies gas stations are telling you about fuel quality. From misleading octane claims to fresh gas myths, your wallet and engine may be at risk. Stay until the end, because I'll reveal a bonus tip to protect your engine from bad fuel. Let's go. Lie number 13. Premium gas means better quality. Most people think premium gas means cleaner, better quality fuel. It doesn't. Premium only means higher octane, not higher quality. Octane just measures how resistant the fuel is to knocking, that pinging sound under load. Unless your car's manual specifically requires premium, you're not giving your engine a treat. You're giving the gas station a tip. Regular gas already meets strict EPA and top-tier standards for detergents and additives. That means it keeps your valves, injectors, and pistons clean, just like premium fuel does. Consumer Reports tested this years back. Same car, same miles, no performance gain, no extra longevity. What premium does do is protect high compression or turbocharged engines from knock. For those engines, it's necessary. But for most daily drivers, it's like paying extra for bottled air. You'll get the same mileage, same power, and same wear. So, if the clerk says your car will run better with premium, smile, and keep your money, the next myth, let's just say it's one that you also believe in. Lie number 12. All gas is basically the same. That's one of the biggest myths floating around the pump, and it couldn't be further from the truth. Sure, the base gasoline often comes from the same refineries, but what happens after that makes a world of difference. Each brand adds its own blend of detergents, corrosion inhibitors, and performance boosters before the fuel ever reaches your car. These additives decide whether your injectors stay clean or start gumming up like old syrup. Here's what most folks don't know. The EPA only requires a minimum detergent standard, and it's barely enough to prevent buildup. That's why programs like top-tier detergent gasoline, backed by automakers like GM, Toyota, and Honda, exist. They demand higher standards of cleanliness. Gas stations that don't meet that spec, their fuel can leave deposits that mess with fuel economy, throttle response, and emissions. So no, all gas isn't created equal. The cheap stuff might save you a few bucks today, but cost you a fuel system cleaning down the line. And you'll know it's happening when your car idles rough or hesitates on takeoff. Think this one's bad? Wait till you hear what gas stations say about the things that are supposed to keep every drop clean. Lie number 11. Our fuel filters keep everything clean. Most gas station filters don't catch nearly as much as you think. They're supposed to trap rust, dirt, and water before it reaches your tank. But those filters aren't changed nearly as often as they should be. In fact, some stations run them until the pump pressure drops or customers start complaining. By then, it's already too late. Over time, underground storage tanks collect sediment, rust, and even water from condensation. If the filter's clogged or neglected, all that grime can slip through in tiny amounts. It doesn't kill your car overnight, but it slowly builds up inside injectors and fuel rails. And once that sludge settles in your tank, no filter can save you. You'll need a mechanic to clean the system. Even worse, during heavy deliveries, when trucks refill the underground tanks, that sediment gets stirred up. If you pump right after a delivery, you could be drawing the dirtiest fuel of the day. So no, not every filter keeps things spotless. The best move? Stick to busy, reputable stations that move a lot of fuel, their tanks get cycled fast, and their filters are usually maintained better. And the next lie might just drain your wallet without you realizing it. Lie number 10. You always get exactly what you pay for. The price might say you're getting a full gallon, but studies from weights and measures departments across several states have shown that many pumps are off by small margins. Sometimes you get a little more, but more often you get less. Old or poorly calibrated pumps can underdispense fuel without you ever realizing it. Heat expansion, air pockets, and sloppy maintenance all play a role. Gas expands as it warms, and most pumps don't adjust for temperature, so when it's hot outside, that gallon you paid for might actually deliver less usable energy than one bought on a cool morning. The worst part? Some dishonest stations know this and still run those pumps until inspectors catch them. It's not always intentional. Sometimes it's just aging equipment, dirt buildup, or neglected maintenance. But either way, the customer loses a few ounces here, a few there. Over time, it adds up to gallons missing from your wallet. So next time you fill up, look for inspection stickers that show recent calibration. And if something feels off, the pump is sluggish or cuts off too early, trust your gut and move on. If you want to stay ahead of gas scams, make sure to like this video, share it with friends, and subscribe so you don't miss any future tips on protecting your engine. Lie number 9. Fuel additives in our gas keep your engine running like new. Most of those so-called power detergents are already the bare minimum required by the EPA. They're not magic. They won't restore horsepower, fix carbon buildup, or turn your 10-year-old engine into a brand new one. Only a handful of brands go above those minimum standards, the ones certified under the top-tier program. They actually add enough cleaning agents to make a difference over time. The rest, they use the cheapest blends that barely meet regulations. That's why two cars fueled from different stations for years can look completely different inside their injectors and valves. Here's something else the commercials don't mention. If your fuel system is already dirty, it takes professional cleaning or high concentration additives to fix it. A few drops of detergent and pump gas won't reverse months of carbon buildup. It's like using mouthwash on a cavity. Too little, too late. So no, the gas station's engine cleaning formula isn't keeping your car new. It's just a selling point, and if that one feels misleading, just wait until you find out how clean those underground storage tanks really are. If you want to know which additives actually work to clean your engine and protect performance, click the link above. It's the video every driver needs to see before their next fill-up. Lie number 8. Our tanks are always clean. Here's a harsh reality. Underground storage tanks aren't some magical spotless vault. Over time, even the most careful stations see rust, sediment, and water accumulate at the bottom. Condensation, old metal, and leftover contaminants from past deliveries all settle in the tank. One stormy week or a delayed inspection can leave a nasty cocktail lurking beneath the pumps. Even if a station claims their tanks are cleaned regularly, the truth is schedules vary widely. Some tanks go months without a proper inspection or flush. And when a delivery truck stirs up that sediment, your pump could draw the dirtiest fuel of the day. That grit can travel right into your car, slowly fouling injectors, fuel rails, and filters. The best protection? Stick to high-volume stations with frequent tank turnover and well-maintained filtration systems. Faster-moving fuel means less time for water and sludge to accumulate. And remember, even top-tier stations aren't immune. The tanks may be mostly clean, but always spotless? That's a lie you're paying for. And speaking of fuel, you shouldn't blindly trust. The next claim about a blend might make your eyes widen, especially if your car isn't designed for it. Lie number 7. Ethanol blends are harmless for every car. The truth? That's only half right. Ethanol is basically alcohol. It burns clean, sure, but it also attracts water and can damage rubber, plastic, and other parts in older engines. Cars built before the mid-2000s weren't designed to handle higher ethanol levels, and that's where the trouble begins. Take E10, 10% ethanol. Most modern cars handle it fine, but E15 or E85? Using those in vehicles not rated for them can lead to rough starts, poor fuel economy, and long-term fuel system damage. The EPA limits E15 to cars made in 2001 and later. Even then, automakers like BMW, Mercedes, and Honda caution against it in certain models. That's because ethanol can soften fuel lines, crack seals, and corrode carburetors or injectors over time. There's another hidden cost. Ethanol reduces energy content. That means every gallon delivers less mileage, so you're paying more to go the same distance. A pump may advertise ethanol blends are harmless, but that's marketing, not science. Always check your owner's manual or the gas cap warning before filling up. And if you think ethanol is the only tricky fuel out there, buckle up. The next lie is about diesel, and trust me, the ultra clean signs are far from the whole story. Lie number 6, our diesel is ultra clean. Modern diesel does burn cleaner than older formulations, thanks to ultra-low sulfur fuel standards, but that doesn't mean it's spotless. Even today, diesel can carry tiny amounts of water, sediment, and microbial growth that slowly clog fuel filters and injectors. Some stations claim their tanks and filters guarantee perfect diesel, but the reality is tanks still collect rust and water. Diesel sits longer than gasoline because fewer people refill, especially at small or rural stations. That means contamination has more time to develop. And when it reaches your vehicle, even small impurities can trigger a check engine light, reduce performance, or foul injectors. Additives in diesel can help, but they're not a cure-all. Pouring in an additive won't remove existing sludge or water. Regular filter maintenance, tank turnover, and sticking to high-volume, reputable pumps are the only ways to truly reduce problems. Mechanics and fleets know this. It's why long-haul trucks often use fuel polishing systems. So, when a diesel pump shouts, "ultra clean," take it with a grain of salt. The diesel is cleaner than decades ago, yes, but it's far from perfect. And if you thought diesel was tricky, the next claim about daily fuel quality monitoring will make you question everything you've trusted at the pump. Lie number 5. We monitor fuel quality every day. The truth? Not even close. Most stations don't test fuel daily. Some don't test it at all until a complaint or an inspector shows up. Quality checks are expensive and time-consuming. So many rely on maintenance schedules that are months apart. Even when stations say they monitor their fuel, it often means they visually inspect tanks or filters, not actually analyze the gasoline or diesel for water, sediment, or additive levels. That's like looking at your bank statement and assuming your money is safe without checking for fraud. Tiny contaminants can slip through unnoticed and make their way into your car. Temperature swings, pump age, and delivery schedules all affect fuel quality between tests. One hot week, a truck delivery, or a slow-moving tank can be enough to introduce problems, even at a well-known brand. That's why mechanics regularly see injector clogs and rough idles caused by fuel that passed inspection days or weeks earlier. So the next time a sign boasts daily monitoring, know it's mostly marketing. The pump might look clean, but the gas inside could still be a gamble. And if you think topping off your tank is harmless, the next myth will reveal why that simple habit could quietly ruin your fuel system. Lie number 4. Topping off is fine. This is one of those fuel myths stupid people still believe in. Modern fuel systems are designed to handle a precise amount of vapor and pressure. Overfilling can flood the charcoal canister, the part of your evap system that traps fuel vapors, leading to expensive repairs. Fuel vapors are highly flammable. Overfilling forces liquid fuel into places it shouldn't go. That can soak the canister, damage sensors, and even trigger check engine lights. Some cars won't run properly until a mechanic clears the system. Worse, over time, repeated topping off can degrade hoses and seals. In older cars, it may even cause leaks that are hard to spot until a major problem appears. Another hidden cost: spills. Gasoline is corrosive. When you overfill, a small puddle may form around the nozzle or on the ground. That's not just bad for the environment. It eats at paint and metal if it splashes back onto your car. So no, topping off is not just a little extra. It's a habit that invites fuel system headaches. Stop at the first click of the pump and let your car handle the rest. And speaking of shortcuts that don't work, the next lie about octane boosters might make you rethink every fuel additive you've ever bought. Lie number 3. Octane boosters work like premium fuel. Octane boosters don't magically turn regular 87 into the performance of premium 91 or 93. They can raise the octane slightly, sure, but not enough to match true high-octane fuel. You won't get more horsepower, smoother acceleration, or protection from knocking the way real premium gas provides. Here's the kicker. Most boosters are designed for emergency use, like preventing pinging in high-performance engines under heavy load. Using them regularly in an engine that doesn't require premium? Waste of money. The chemicals in these boosters also don't include the detergents or additives that top-tier fuels provide to keep injectors and valves clean. So, while you're boosting octane, your engine could still be accumulating deposits over time. Some drivers think this is a harmless hack, but it's not. False confidence in a bottle can make you skip proper maintenance, ignore fuel quality, or over-rely on a gimmick instead of real high-quality fuel. And mechanics see it all the time. Cars with injector gunk, rough idles, and unnecessary repairs caused by assuming a boost is the same as premium. And just when you think your pump is honest about quantity, the next lie will show you that not every drop is actually what you pay for. And it's more common than you think. Lie number 2. All pumps deliver accurate amounts. You'd like to think every gas pump is honest, that when it says you're getting 10 gallons, you're actually getting 10 gallons. But the truth? Not every pump is properly calibrated, and some stations take advantage of that. Over time, pump meters can drift out of spec, dispensing less fuel than what's displayed on the screen. In most places, state inspectors are supposed to check pump accuracy once a year. But think about it. A whole year of wear, thousands of customers, and mechanical parts that can slowly go off balance, that leaves plenty of time for a few ounces, or even half a gallon per fill-up, to go missing. Some shady stations even tamper with calibration seals to pocket a little extra profit from every sale. You can sometimes spot the signs. If the total price seems higher than usual for the amount pumped, or if your tank fills quicker than expected, something's off. Always check for inspection stickers on the pump and their date. If it's old or missing, you might be paying for gas you're not actually getting. And finally, the biggest lie of all, the one every gas station wants you to believe without question. Lie number 1, all gas is fresh. So you know, once gasoline leaves the refinery, it starts to degrade over time. Oxygen, heat, and light break down hydrocarbons, and volatile compounds evaporate. That old fuel can lose energy content, smell strange, and even leave deposits in your fuel system. Underground storage tanks don't move fuel as fast as you might think. Some stations refill weekly, others monthly. Low-volume stations often have fuel that's been sitting for weeks. Add in temperature swings and condensation, and you've got a recipe for water and sludge mixing into your gas. That fresh label on the pump? Marketing, not reality. It gets worse for ethanol blends. Ethanol absorbs water over time, so fuel that's been sitting too long can separate into layers. That water-laden fuel can cause rough starts, corrosion, and injector clogs. Mechanics see this often in cars that rarely get full tanks at the same station. So, no, not every drop of gas is fresh. Even at the cleanest, busiest stations, fuel can be days or weeks old before it hits your tank. Being aware of this is key to avoiding injector buildup, reduced mileage, and rough idling. But here's the good news. Even if you've unknowingly been filling up with bad gas, there's a way to protect your engine and undo much of the damage. Here's a bonus tip on how to protect your engine if you've been using bad gas. First, run a trusted fuel system cleaner through a full tank. Look for something with polyethyramine, PEA, like Chevron Techron or Gumout Regain. These cleaners dissolve carbon buildup and restore injectors, valves, and combustion chambers. Drive normally. Don't just let the car idle, so the cleaner circulates through the system. Next, replace your fuel filter if it hasn't been changed recently. Bad gas leaves behind debris and water that slowly clog your system. A new filter protects your injectors and ensures proper fuel flow. After that, stick to top-tier certified stations from now on. Their advanced detergents keep your engine cleaner for the long term, making future problems less likely. Finally, if your car has been running rough, disconnect the battery for 15 minutes to reset the ECU. This lets the computer relearn fuel trims and ignition timing now that you're using clean gas. You might think switching pumps solves the problem, but some brands are worse than others. Much worse. Don't risk it. Click the link below to find out which 11 gasoline brands are secretly harming your car.